Good evening, world. Give me a sec here. Good evening, world. This is Ivan Amara. Here again. It is 8:40 in the evening. Ivan, you're making a video late. Yes, I overslept. I set my alarm for 6. The alarm went off. Then the alarm went on, obviously, and then what? I slept for another 2 hours. It's 8:40 right now, so I'll only make a 30-minute video, guys. Don't hate me, man. I'll make a 30-minute video and I'll take my shower and go to the store and get my smokes. Go to the store and get my smokes, obviously. Go to the store, get my smokes. Obviously. And I'll take my shower. Take my shower and what? Walk to the store and get my smokes, obviously. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed my last video where I talked about Peter Jackson and the Hobbit trilogy. I might watch Battle for the Armies today, or I might watch something else. I might watch Obi-Wan and finish that show. Might watch that. I might watch yeah. I might watch either Battle for the Armies, but I don't like Battle for Armies. Or I'll watch maybe Obi-Wan or maybe Jurassic World Dominion, maybe. I might watch that. You see what I'm saying, guys? I might watch that, obviously. Obviously. Now let's what? Let's talk about my SkySource company, obviously. My SkySource company will be the biggest home brand in the entertainment industry. Bigger than Disney Film Studios, Warner Bros., Universal, Paramount, bigger than all those companies. But those companies are bigger than my company in scale. They have more employees, obviously, and they do multiple movies every year. Whereas Ivan Amara just does one movie at a time. Obviously, so my company is not as big in scale, but it's bigger in quality. I'm putting out better movies. I pay the actors more money on average. The exceptions where Hollywood can pay more, but I pay the actors more money on average, obviously. And what? Yeah. And what? And I'm making my movies for much more money. That's why my company will be better in Hollywood. It will be out Hollywood, obviously. That's why all the Hollywood actors' agents are going to desperately tell their actors network with these famous actors. Because Ivan's company is now the biggest film brand in the entertainment industry. It's bigger than Disney Film Studios, Warner Bros., Paramount, Universal, bigger than all those companies. investments there. It is bigger than all those companies. Yeah, that's why what? That's why my stocks is going to be tough now. I think something like Gran Turismo, guys, for my property of land. I want to own a nice property of land. I mean, if you sound tired, yeah, I'm a little bit tired. I'm gonna get a coffee. I brewed some coffee. I'll get a coffee in like 10 minutes into the video. I'm gonna go upstairs and get a cup of coffee to keep me more awake. Obviously, I'm a little sloppy because I just woke up. Obviously, yeah, man. You're looking at something amazing in my company, man. That's why all the actors are gonna want to work for me. Work for me so bad. They're all gonna want to work for me so bad. They're all gonna want to work for me so bad. Obviously, really, Ivan? Yeah, man. This has been crazy. They're all gonna want to work for me so bad. My company's better than Hollywood. My company pays more than Hollywood. As I'm willing to give all the A-listers a small piece of my royalties. 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.7. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they're all walking with a fat check in the bank, man. 35 plus check in the bank. $30 million plus check in the bank after taxes. All the A's are walking away with it. Tens of millions in their bank. It's a fat check, man. Yeah. Whereas in Hollywood, most of them walk away with 10, 12, 5, 6, 2, 3, 1 after taxes. 2 after taxes. Which is a lot of money, but it's not the kind of money I'm paying the actors for my movie. I'm paying them more money than what Hollywood pays. Who's there? Well, companies burn in Hollywood, yeah. I'm going to keep talking about this topic. I'll talk for a good 2 minutes here. And don't hate me, guys. I'm going to go upstairs and get my coffee. You can skip the video if you don't like waiting. And I'll continue talking. I need coffee to keep me more awake because I'm a little sloppy right now. I just woke up, obviously. Yeah. Yeah. So do not let the Hollywood actors dupe you. Do not let Peter Jackson dupe you or Mel Gibson. If Peter Jackson chosen, my final offer is 0.6% of the profits, 107 salary with your bonuses. Obviously, if the movie does 176 billion or less, if it does more, I reduce it to 0.4. He'll still make his 200, 220, 230, 250, $300 million. Let's say if the movie does 200 billion, I give Peter 0.4. He'll still make like $50 million in royalties. If it does like 200, maybe around there. If it does like something crazy like 240, you know what I'm saying? He'll make it like 300 million. It's the same paycheck pretty much, right? So more if the movie grosses, let's say 200 billion, and like, you know what I'm saying, and like 1.2 billion people bought my book, bought my movie, obviously 1.3. Peter Jackson 0.4 will still make his 200 plus $1 million in royalties. 230, 240 million royalties he'll make. So he still signed a nice $340 million deal. Yeah, he gave him a good deal. If he gets angry and he's like, alright, like, why is 0.6 like Peter? You think I'm gonna let you walk away with like $500 million, $400 million? You're crazy. 500 million plus, you're crazy. As if the movie does 240 million, you give him 0.6. He's gonna make like 420 million in royalties. That's crazy, man. He's walking in $500 million, you're being too generous, man. No, keep Peter around that 300, 350 to $400 million range. Don't let him go over like 400 plus, man. Otherwise, he's ripping you off. You're being way, way too generous. This is a good paycheck, Peter. This is more than what you made for fucking Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings, you made $180 million before taxes. So you walked away with your $100+ million check. You make, you know what I'm saying, if you make $350 million with your New Zealand rate, you're gonna make your 370. Obviously, you're walking away with a $200+ million check in your bank after taxes and your agent. That's $100 million more than what you made for Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings, you only made like $100 million, Peter, and for my movie, you made what? My movie, you made like you're gonna make your $200+ million after taxes, 220, 230 million after taxes, and your agent, obviously. Peter Jackson made more money than what he made for Lord of the Rings, obviously. But the Ivan is a deal. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just being a dick. No, so I'm just fucking greedy. Yeah, I know you're greedy. You smell blood in the water. He knows me. Vij are gonna make our tens of billions off the movie, Peter. Hence why he's gonna try and get his agent might try and get more money. Ivan, what about 0.7, 0.8? I'm like, guys, like I'm not giving Peter any more than 0.6. That's good enough. And if the movie does more, I'm reducing to 0.4. He'll still make his $200+ million royalties. It's still a good deal. 220, 230 million in royalties. A lot of money. Peter Jackson still made his $300 million. He made a lot of money, obviously. If he wants more money, I'm not paying more money. He's ripped me off, and I'm now being way too generous. As Peter, if you were in my shoes, you wouldn't even give me a piece of your royalty. Yeah, Ivan, you're right. I take all the 7%. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, hence why what? Accept my deal and what? And yeah. Give me a second, guys. I'm gonna get my coffee real quick. Sorry about that. I want to get a coffee. If you hate waiting, guys, skip the video. That's my record. That's what I do. If you don't like waiting, just skip the video. Skip it a good 1.5, 2 minutes, and I should be arriving in my room. Obviously. Yeah, man. Do not let these sharks dupe you. Do not let Peter Jackson dupe you. Obviously, do not let Mel Gibson dupe you too. If Mel Gibson wants 0.6, 0.7, I'm not paying him that. 0.5 is good enough for him. You know what I'm saying? And which is a good like 200 million royalties around there, 200+ million royalties, 180 to 200 million in royalties for Mel Gibson. That's good for him. With his $56 million salary, I'm paying Mel Gibson that money. I'm not paying him more. Obviously, and Peter Jackson, I'm giving him 0.6. If the movie does less, I'll give him 0.4, and Mel Gibson, I'll give him 0.3. Mel Gibson will still make his $160 million in royalties around there. 170 million royalties. Yeah. He won't make as much as Peter, but he's going to make his $200+ million, Mel Gibson. He signed a fat deal, obviously. And Peter Jackson will make his 300, 350, 400. Peter Jackson will either make his like 300, so he might make as low as 200 million royalties. So 300, 320, 350 to 400 million, $430 million around there. Peter will make. He'll make his 300 to 400 million for my movie with his 107 salary, right? Most likely he'll make his 400, Peter. 350 at least or 400. He'll make at least like 250 million in royalties for the movie, and then with his 107 salary. Peter Jackson struck it rich. He's gonna make his 180 million to 200 million dollars plus after taxes as agent. Don't forget his agent takes 10%. Peter Jackson has an agent. He has a manager, obviously. His agent takes 10% of his earnings, obviously, of everything he makes. So his salary, you know what I'm saying. The only thing the agent doesn't take 10% of his gift card, obviously. The gift card is a gift. I'll tell the agent, look, man, you guys are not getting a dime off their gift cards or gas cards like that. You guys don't touch that, but you get the percentage of their earnings. Obviously, I don't know if they're gonna get 10% of their speaking fees. I don't know. If I go on that world tour with Peter Jackson, obviously, I don't know if his agent will take 10% of the earnings for the speaking fees or the actors. The actors might get pissed off if the agent take 10% of their speaking fee earnings. But I'm like, look, man, you're gonna have to work this out with your agent. The chances are the agent will want a piece of that. We live in a greedy world. The actors make 200K. The agent will want a nice $20,000 worth of that. I want a nice $20,000 worth of that. You know what I'm saying? Because the greedy sharks, yeah, they take 10% of all the actors' earnings, man. Because the agents guarantee are going to ask me, Ivan, if you go on the world tour, I want a piece of that money too. Yeah, they might say, Ivan, if you go on that world tour, I want a piece of the actors' speaking fee earnings. And some of the actors might get a bit pissed off, obviously, because they like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I don't mind if the agent takes 10% of my salary and the royalties and all stuff and in the commercial money. But man, like they're gonna take 10% of my speaking earnings. Yeah, the agent most likely takes 10% of the actor's speaking earnings. And some of the Zane's actors might get a bit pissed off about that. And look, man, you're gonna have to work this out with your agent, man. Like it's none of my business. I'm saying if the agent takes 10% of everything you make, chances are he'll take 10% of all your speaking earnings too. So the actors make 100 grand, 150 grand. The agent takes 10,000, 50,000 bucks. It's a good chunk of their money, man. 15 grand, 10 grand is a lot of money. It's a lot. So, you know what I'm saying? Some of the actors might be a bit pissed off. So the only thing is that what? What? The actors when the actors get paid their money for their speaking fees, obviously. When the actors get paid their money for speaking fees, chances are the venue is going to give us checks. The venue will hand us a check, obviously. They're going to write us a check, or they might send us a e-transfer perhaps. An e-transfer. I think e-transfer is the best way to send everyone their checks, obviously. I can do that. Or chances are they're going to give us checks, obviously, for the venues. Obviously. But an e-transfer is much easier. You don't have to worry about cashing all your checks. You get your e-transfer, you just cash your check in your bank. Obviously. You just cash all the checks in your bank, obviously. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, you give us e-transfer, obviously. Yeah, you gotta watch out for these animals in Hollywood. I might talk for maybe 40 minutes here. I can talk for 40, not end the video here. Oh, Ivan, I hate it when you make sure real. Sorry, guys. Like, I woke up late and I need to go to the store and get my smokes. I need my smokes, guys. Obviously. Yeah, man, you gotta watch out for what? For these animals in Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? Chris Hemsworth, Mark Wahlberg, Natalie Portman, Will Smith, Keanu Reeves, Scarlett Johansson. You gotta watch out for all these sharks. As I guarantee you, some of them are gonna get a little angry when I do this kind of deal. Ivan, why is it such a big deal to you if I get 0.1 if the movie does more? If the movie does more, I should be making more money, Ivan. We're also like what we're making is peanuts compared to you and VJ. I'm like, guys, I'm not gonna let you do it like that. If you think I'm gonna let you walk away with like 200 to 150 miles of my money, you're crazy. You're not Peter Jackson. I'm not gonna let you do it like that, man. Yeah, but you pay Peter like 0.1 as yes, guys. You're not. You're small compared to Peter Jackson, man. Hugh Jackson's a fucking billionaire. He's the third richest director in Hollywood, and he's responsible for the billion-dollar empire of Lord of the Rings. He's bigger than you guys, man. He's much bigger than you guys. You know what I'm saying? Hugh Jackson's bigger than Will Smith. He's bigger than Keanu Reeves. He's bigger than Scott Johansson. He's bigger than all those guys. He's big, man. And that's why he's worth what? He's responsible for building the billionaire empire, Lord of the Rings. And that's why he's worth his 0.6%. Obviously. But all those actors are greedy sharks. They all want to make that Peter Jackson money. I'm like, guys, you're not going to make that Peter Jackson money. You rip me off, man. The highest I'm going to go for the actors is around that 100 million range. 108, 105, 110 million max around there. I'm not going to go any higher than that for the actors. That's good enough. If they don't like my offer, they're more than welcome to work on Hollywood Dirty Slaves, obviously. I know Scarlett Johansson will be like, Ivan, why is 0.1% such a big deal to you if the movie does more? You know what I'm saying? Even if I make 78 million, who cares, Ivan? Like it's probably compared to how much you're making, Ivan. My Scarlett, I'm not going to do it like that. You know what I'm saying? If the movie does more, you get 0.07. That's my deal. You'll still make your 40, 45 million, even 50 million royalties. Depends on how much the movie does. 45 million, 44 million royalties you'll still make. You'll still make a lot of money. You sign your what? Your 90 what? Your 90, 85 million dollar deal. You're still going to walk away with your 36 plus million in your bank after taxes. 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41 million dollars in your bank you're walking away with. You're going to be 36 million dollars richer. 37, 38 million dollars richer. 39, 4 million dollars richer. I'm giving you a good deal as you're not going to make this in Hollywood. In Hollywood, you only made 20 million for Black Widow. You got your 10 million after taxes, 10.8 million after taxes, and then you're going to walk away with triple that, quadruple that, $40 million. I'm giving you a good deal, Scarlett. If you don't like my offer, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, but Ivan, we're your stars. Yes, hence why I'm giving you a small piece of the profits. Obviously, you're going to put a lot of buzz on my movie. I'll give you a small piece of the profits. And they get angry. I'm like, Scarlett, you're not even worth my royalties, man. I'm just nice enough to give you a piece of the pie. So if you're angry about if you don't like this deal, Scarlett, I can terminate the royalty deal. I can just pay you your flat salary and your bonuses. Oh no, I mean it's a deal. You know what I'm saying? Because I put in a pickle. It's a deal. Because she knows even if I give her 0.07, who does more? She's gonna make her $44 million. Yeah, you're gonna make your $44 million in royalties, man. You don't make this money in Hollywood, Scarlett. You know, so in Hollywood you make your 20, 15, 12 million for your movies. 10 million for your movies. Accept my deal. And what? Yeah. Obviously. Accept my deal. Accept my deal. Obviously. Will Smith will get greedy too. Will Smith will guaranteed what? He might get angry. Ivan, why is 0.3% such a big deal to you if your movie does more? I should be making more if your movie grosses more. I'm like, no, Will. I'm not going to let you do it like that. If the movie does more, I'm going to lower it down to 0.2. You're still going to make your 80, 90, 100, 108 million dollars in royalties. The movie makes $150 million and you get 0.2%, Will. You're going to make your like $100 million in royalties. The movie does a bit less, 140, 130 billion. You're still going to make your what? You're at 85, 90 million dollars in royalties. You sign your master contract. You're going to walk away with your 70 plus million dollars in your bank. 75 plus million dollars in your bank. Yes, I gave you a good deal. 68, 70, 75 million dollars in your bank. You're walking away with, Will. You sign a massive contract. Most likely 70 plus million you'll walk away with. 70, 75, 80, 85 million. After taxes, Will Smith's walking away with. It's a good deal for Will Smith. If you don't have my offer, Will, you're more than welcome to work in Hollywood and make less money. As on average, Will Smith probably makes 20 million for his movies in Hollywood. That's probably his average paycheck. And there's sometimes where he might negotiate for 30, 40 million, but on average he probably makes his 20. He made 20 million for I Am Legend. You know what I'm saying? He made 40 million for King Richard. Yeah, I'm paying him way more money than how much Hollywood pays him. You're like, if it's a deal. You know what I'm saying, like, even if you give me 0.2%, I'm still gonna make a lot of money. Yeah, you're still gonna make your what? Your 80 plus million dollars in royalties. 80, 85, 90, 95, 100, 108 million. Most likely around that 100 million range will make. And Will Smith will make is like 80 plus million dollars over taxes. He's almost $100 million richer. I gave him a good deal. Whereas if you give him 0.3%, your movie does like 150 million. Will Smith's gonna walk away with like 150 million, even 200 million. That's crazy. And he's like 120, 130 when I was mentioned. That's too much. You're being way too generous with the actors. Okay. If you get angry, I'm like, Will, if you were in my shoes, you wouldn't even give me a piece of your royalties. You see what I'm saying? So like, put yourself in my shoes. If you were in my shoes, you wouldn't even give any of the actors. Yeah, I mean, I just pay them the flat salary, yes, and I'm nice enough to give you a small piece of my royalties, obviously. But I'm not going to do it like that. If you're angry because I'm lowering the amount of movie does more, you're more than welcome to work in Hollywood. And I'll cast Dwayne Johnson instead of you. Dwayne Johnson's angry. I'll tell him I'll cast Will Smith instead of you. I'll cast Denzel Washington instead of you. I'll cast someone else instead of you. Play the role of the captain if you guys are angry. You're not happy with my deal. See what I'm saying? Especially Will Smith. Will Smith is a cocky dude, man. I remember when I saw his I forget what that movie was called, man. I saw it, his Netflix movie that he did. He was a cop and his partner was like this alien monster. Remember that movie, guys? There was a conspiracy or something like that. Yeah, or something. I forget what that movie was about. Yeah, it came out like back in 2018. 2018, 2019, the movie came out. Will Smith is it came out like in 2018, the movie, 2017, 2018, I believe. It was a Netflix movie Will Smith did. His partner was like this monster alien. It's like a world of monsters and all this stuff, yeah. He's a cop, Will Smith. Yeah, it was a sick movie. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I remember I saw the Comic Con. Will Smith's like, yeah, I'm the one making all the money. You know what I'm saying? He was like cocky. You know, so, yeah, I'm the one making all the money. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he's cocky, man. Yeah, because in Hollywood, Hollywood treats Will Smith like a god, man. They pay him. They offer him all these roles. He's big, man. They offer Will Smith all these roles. Will Smith rejects the roles he so pleases. He's okay. I'll do this movie. No, I won't do this movie. And they throw him all these television shows and movie companies always throw Will Smith a lot of money. They throw him his 10, his 7, his 15, 20, 25, $40 million contracts. And Will Smith just chooses them and rejects them as because he's that powerful. Obviously, he's big, obviously. But compared to me, don't hate me, Will Smith. He's small. So, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Well, you may be big in Hollywood, obviously, and Hollywood may treat you like a god, obviously. For my movie, you're not as big as me. You're not the main show in my movie. You know what I'm saying? Me and VJ. So even though Will Smith is really big, obviously, compared to me and VJ, he's very small. He's not that big compared to me and VJ because he's not God, and my movies are doing much more money than how much his movies do. You know what I'm saying? That's why movies are going to gross $100+ million. Compare that to the 400, 500, $600 million his movies do. He's small compared to me, obviously. So I'm like, Will, you're not even worth my royalties. The only reason why I'm giving you a piece of royalties because I'm generous. So if you don't like this offer, I can terminate the deal. I can just pay you a flat $63 million. You'll still walk away with your tens of millions in your bank, Will. Obviously, but you'll make way more money than if you get a piece of royalties. You'll make your $70, $80 million over taxes. You're like, oh, I missed a deal. You know what I'm saying? Like even if you give me 0.2% and your movie does more, you'll pretty much make the same amount of money. You'll make your $100 million. Obviously, you'll make a bit less, obviously, but you're still gonna make your like $190 million in royalties, $108 million in royalties. You sign your 160, $170 million deal. You're gonna walk away with your $80+ million in your bank. Good paycheck for Will Smith because you also have the currency rates, right? If I lived in America, Will Smith would walk away with $100 million plus. Because he lives in Canada, you have he lives in the States. My company's a Canadian company. You have the rates, and Will Smith will make his like $80 million over taxes, 70 to 80, 68 to like $80 million over taxes. Most likely 80 million around there he'll make after taxes. He signed a fat contract, obviously. He signed a fat contract. As do not let these animals in Hollywood dupe you, man. They're not worth they're not worth any more. Keep all the bigger A-listers around that 40, because $30 million is highly unlikely. Keep all the bigger A-listers around that 38, 40 million range to that 100, like $10 million range for the royalties. Never let them go over that range. That way they don't dupe you, see what I'm saying? The way they don't dupe you, see what I'm saying? The way they don't dupe you. Obviously. That way they don't dupe you, obviously. Make sure they don't dupe you. That's why keep them around that range. That way they don't dupe you. That way they don't dupe you. Ivan, really, yes. Make sure they don't dupe you. They don't dupe you. Really, Ivan, yes. Make sure they don't dupe you, obviously. As they're all sharks. You gotta be careful for the sharks. The reason why I want to give the actors a piece of my royalties because I want these actors to work harder for me. I want them to destroy the role, and I want to keep all the actors happy, all the Vegas actors happy. Because if I pay Keanu Reeves and all them their flat salary, they're gonna be a bit envious because even though I pay them a lot of money, the amount of money they're making is pocket change compared to how much movies you're making. And I also want these actors to destroy the role for all my movies. That way I get a better movie. Get something on the same level as a Hollywood movie, obviously. I want these actors to destroy the role. And that's why if you give them a piece of the royalties, they're now invested in your movie. They're invested in your movie, they're invested in your company. Hence why they'll work harder for you. Because they're sharing in you and VJ's success and your wealth. Yeah, I know after I film this movie, I'm going to make a nice $40 million after in royalties. It's not a fat paycheck, obviously. But I get a nice $20 million over taxes in my bank. Yeah. Excluding the millions that Ivan paid me. Yeah. They're going to work harder for you, obviously. I know I'm going to make $80 million over taxes. They're going to work hard. Keanu Reeves will work hard. He knows he's going to make his $80 million over taxes. Scarlett Johansson and Affleck know they're going to make their $40 million over taxes. They're going to work harder for you. You see what I'm saying? They're going to work hard. Chris Hemsworth, Mark Wahlberg, Natalie Portman, Angelina Jolie, whoever I choose, Dwayne Johnson, Will Smith, they're all going to work hard for me because they know they're going to benefit. They know they're going to make a lot of money, obviously. They're going to strike it rich. Hence why they're going to work hard. You see what I'm saying? They're going to work harder for me. I know what I'm doing. Peter Jackson will work hard because he knows he's going to strike it rich with the royalties too. He knows he's going to make his, $300 million, $250 million in royalties. Peter Jackson, excluding the 107 he made, he'll work hard. But he signed a massive contract, obviously. He knows he's going to make his, $200+ million over taxes. Peter. Same time I paid him his rich $65 million during production. He'll work hard. He won't slack off. He'll work really hard during production. So you'll see Peter Jackson in the documentary. You'll see him stressed out, obviously, like he was in Lord of the Rings, obviously. We just finished filming Volume 1. We're filming Volume 2, you know what I'm saying? You might see him a bit stressed out. He's tired, obviously, but he'll work hard because he's getting that nice, $2.2 million check every 2 weeks. That multi-million fat check every 2 weeks he's getting. He's getting his nice $2.2 million check. He's more than what he made for Lord of the Rings. He'll work hard. He'll work hard because he's getting his nice bi-weekly check, Peter. He'll work really hard.